Day 74. Let's see. If I remember correctly, we need a pump to partially fill fully fill the reservoir first, so that later on we can empty it a little bit and traverse the boat inside the corridor, the strange corridor we saw. Tool shed. I always like myself a tool shed. Metal detector and a sledgehammer. Okay, thank you. As usual lately, I will be only coming back with some updates. So for now I'm going inside and I'll be right back. The History of Orindia, Ajera to Eraja by Caleb Manning. Forward. Orindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the eastern waters. Though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics nor commonly known to the average citizen, its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Ajera. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Ajera, by the ascension of the first king of Orindia, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known, before his coronation, as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Orindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry along every thoroughfare from Oris all the way to the western banks. A new kingdom was born. Second Era. It was the 4th king of Orindia who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heart spring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Aries, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Orinda. To the youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Aries, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Eraja, the mystical realm of their ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Third Era. As the Second Era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarch managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Aries to the southern shores of Eraja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future, a promise that would unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. Fourth Era. As the kingdom of Orinda Aries entered the 4th Era, a different kind of ruler took the reign of power. King Deciles III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who often was seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. Deciles was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Orris, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or, as I have been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. Era of ruin. After the passing of King Deciles III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Orris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters, due to the fact that Deciles IV shared his father's good name, but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a certain of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence in favors to persuade the nearby realms of Eerie and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years, and so buried one in every free man. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Orris had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the free, Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Eraja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples had grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we each call home. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprang forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still Orindia. It is here, the throne room, and it is time to reclaim the crown. The Explorer's Trophy for completing completing the Mount Holy directory. A sanctum key, another one. Yet, it doesn't look like... Oh, this is another way to get through to room 46. Will that change anything? I mean, it's not like I can go there. Walk-in closet has a possibility to have keycard, and it does, unfortunately, does not. There was a chance. Let's open it. Yes. Our third inner sanctum. Where will it lead us? I don't think I have this one. Maybe I do. I found something. Oh, no. I have one that have flowers around. This is Arch Aries. I do not remember what it was characterized by. We can try the flowers. So, from what I found, this is Arch Aries. We've read that it is stormy. So I would have to change this. No. Storms. It is about railways. This one. Railways are trains. Trains are free. Like so. And the color is yellow. Do I know what this color is? Oh, and it's industrial. Industrial is the one with a dot in the middle. Not this one, the other one. Not this one. Nope. This. And the yellow is zigzag. This? Yes. My notes are useful, apparently. Now, the other thing, the Morai box. Well, first things first. Oh. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. Arch Aries is a destination with which I am well acquainted, having traveled here countless times on business for Cinca. This time, however, I will avoid the familiar towns and factories and will instead trek along the northern coast, an area with which I am wholly unfamiliar. I can swap those two. It was harder and easier at the same time than I thought it would be. I also opened all the strong boxes in the reservoir. They were all empty. Well, they contained more clues, but other than that, they were all empty. So, bottom of the reservoir is done. The throne room. Maybe I need the crown from the... Oh. The crown from the exhibition. Oh. Okay, I see. We can go into the room 46. I thought it would be automatic end, like it was the first time. 8 realms and 8 moons. Oh no. I think it is about this, the postcards. Give me a moment. I think the third one is Arch Aries. Okay, Orinda Aries was the first one I've opened. It's 14, 12, 11, 12. 14th of December? But it states 8 realms in 8 months. The objective was simple enough, but in what order, what route, and where to start? It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the Old Kingdom. A landmark as black in realm as it is in name, and a story I feel closely connected to. So this is the first one. Orinda Aries. And I think the one goes here. Second was Fen Aries. Last postcard. Fen Aries was last. Wait. Isn't this Fen Aries? Orinda is on the east. Hey. Oh my goodness. Fen Aries is south of Arch Aries. Okay. Okay, let's see. Arch Aries. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old day. Destination with which I'm well acquainted, having traveled here countless times. I will avoid the familiar towns and factories and instead. 14th of January, it seems. And Orinda was 14th of December. Okay, I don't know which one it can be. But there it is. Orinda is central, I think. Oh, Arch Aries, I think, is up here. Wait. But we don't know when he was in the Arch Aries. Okay, I'll leave it like this. No, we don't know everything. Oh, another sanctum key. We can go down. The first key found here on the furthest rung, the second locked tight in the vault of a bank. The third is high up among all the clocks, and the fourth down below beneath all the dogs is with it. The fifth key is held by a king on his throne. Then the sixth in a station left by one of your own. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. Oh, and the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. The former ruby crown, the crown of the blueprints, the former ruby crown of Orinda Aries, recently set with freshly cut sapphires. The first time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. If you do, gain 1 gem and withdraw floor plans. We have the front room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can make it to the front. I wanna see what will happen if we do. Oh, the symbols. 6, 7, 8. Oh, symbols of all the 8 realms. Lady Epson, Lord Sinclair, Baron Sinclair. Oh, right, I forgot about this. Dining room and the kitchen, I think. The secret room is not as secure as you thought. We have your letters. 8 letters, 8 payments, 100 gold. Instructions to follow. The secret room. Oh, not the secret room. Interesting. I mean, we know he was blackmailed. Okay, first things first, I want to go to the throne room to see what will happen if I bring if I bring a crown there. The crown. I've brought you a crown. Nothing? Oh! This one we did. Yes, this one we already did. This was the first one. Yeah, it was the first one. So, this is not it. You don't want the crown here, apparently. What a shame. Okay, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go out. I have to go through the hallway as well, either way. So might as well give myself another room here. We'll see. The clue stated that the last sanctum key isn't behind the last doors. Let's see if that is true. This, I don't have it in my notes, but maybe I have notes with this nuance. It is one of the realms, of course it is. It is a martial realm. I think it was that? No, the one that looks like mountains. We had it already. Hey. It is windy in there. I have them written as sea. Could it be this? No, this. This is it. Their means of transportation is aviation. So it's free at the top. I think this could be it. And the color is green. Green is... I think we had it and I just pressed it. Went past it. No, this is red, but similar. This. Yes. By far my favorite realm I have visited during this trip, but I have always had a penchant for technology and am less moved by the beauty of nature than others. The soot-filled streets and soaring skyscrapers here are just as stirring to me as the mountains of Korarika or the beaches of Morajai. Perhaps I'm just letting my childhood love of dirigi blocks compromise my objectivity. From the shops I have visited, it seems the series is just as popular here as it is back home. Speaking of home, as I look across the eastern sea, I can almost see its shores. I never thought that I would miss the sight of red flags via our airmail, and we do not get a date. Interesting. Pink. Orange turns to gray. Oh, I think orange turns to whatever it's around it. Not quite right. Oh, okay. There isn't any key here. least I do not see any key. Is there anything else I want to go do? I thought there were doors here. Simon, my name is Randolph Moore. I am the head lab technician at Sync, and I have worked here at Mount Holly for over a decade. I was thrilled to discover you have found our humble lab and have begun to run some experiments of your own. I tend to keep an eye on the small spikes and radiation levels on the estate, as it's one of the only ways I can monitor your progress from the outside. All off-site connections to the terminal network have been disabled during your stay. There has been much speculation among the staff about the progress you've been making in the house, and they were all quite excited when I reported that you have been successfully running experiments. I wanted to write to you to let you know that even though you may not see us, we are rooting for you. Best of luck on the experiments, and if you like, I'll continue sending letters with some helpful tips for you. Randolph. Oh, how can I ask him to send more? Hey buddy, how's it going up there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time, but I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. Oh no, we've went through that. I forgot to hit the recording button. Good job. That is day 83. I've got a tool shed with shovel and lockpicks, and the plan is to get the pump and move the boat in the reservoir. In the gift shop, we have available cursed coffins, a permanent addition to the shrine. No one would dare to open it. I think I will dare. And I'll take this as swim trunks. So I've got the treasure trove, and I've managed to open the box. Green memos in white boxes are always lies. Good to know. Yes, good to know indeed. Day 84. Day 85. Okay, we have the pump room. Oh, finally, we have it. I might want to buy some more keys. Let's see. We need to fill it basically all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, all the way. Fountain. Luckily, I do not need this tank anymore for anything really. I can just go between the reservoir and fountain, like so. I feel I will buy some keys in the meantime. Okay, this is perfect. Oh, and also we need to drain the pool because we have 2 extra chests here. Okay, here we are. Let's move the boat. Oh! I'm not the one moving it, it's going on its own. It's on the rails. Okay, and I will hopefully manage to lower... Yeah, I should be able to lower the water level to 7. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to come back here today. So I'll be back here in a moment. Okay, so I adjusted levels of reservoir and the pool. I won't have enough steps to get back to the reservoir, so let's see what the chests in pool have for us. I'm still very sure that this should open. Those? Oh, plenty of coins. Day 86. Let's go. Let's visit the reservoir first thing in the morning. Also good to know this elevator resets on days and... Wait. Doesn't look like it's low enough. I think it needs to go 1 level lower. Oh, Yep. Damn it. So I'll be right back. Day 87. Here it is. The coffin of the shrine. Something tells you that it should stay that way. Day 88. Let's do something really stupid. You have a bad feeling about this. That ominous feeling persists. You foolishly picked up the deadly stone. Cursed effigy. Curse mode is not unlocked. Also, you are cursed. You can also add curse mode when starting a new game file. I am cursed. Yeah, I know this. Day 90. Still no pump.